Hello and welcome to our third lesson. Today we're talking about odd and even. So we're going to count with our thumb first. Okay, that's our thumb and that's our little finger. We have right here and we have left here. I'm going to be using my left hand. I'm going to spread it out so my nail is here. And what we're going to do is we're going to start counting using our number line. Our fingers are very helpful. We have 10 fingers all together, 5 on one hand and 5 on the other hand, and it really helps us to count. So we're going to need another hand, so let's draw the other hand. This is our start point. So we're going to start at 1. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Moving on to our left hand, we're going to end here. So we have 5 here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's do that now in our number line. Okay, so we're crossing this out, we're not using it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Now, using the same fingers, let's try to count in twos. So this time our starting number is 2. Let's write that here. Now this time each finger is going to have the value of 2. One finger is 1. To make me a better counter, I want to count faster. So this time one finger is going to equal 2 and not 1. That will really help me to count faster. So let's go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And as you can see, we did have 5 and now we just doubled it so that now it equals 10. Double is when you add things together twice. So 5 plus 5 is a double and it equals 10. Now we've made a double by just making one finger instead of 1 equal 2. Let's move over to our left hand. So we had 10, now we have 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Now we can't fit this on this number line. Our number line has to be bigger. So instead I'm going to change these numbers to suit what I'm counting. Now we have our number line written and separated in twos, so that it makes it easier. In between each number, there is an imaginary number that we're just not including. And that, in fact, is our odd numbers. Our even numbers right now have been written on the number line. So we're going to count using our finger and our start point and our end point. Let's go. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We're halfway there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. I want you to look at the left hand. What do you notice about each thumb? All we've done is added a 10 to our 2. And now we have 12. And that 10 came from our right hand. What do you think I'm going to write here on my little finger? I'm going to write 20. So right now, by just saying our fingers equal 2, we have made it easier to count to 20. I'm going to now show you our final counting strategy, which is counting in fives. Let's go. This time our thumb now starts at 5 because we're letting one finger equal 5. I know that mightn't make sense, but essentially we want one group of 5 and one finger, we're allowing it to equal 5, which is a group of 5 parts or 5 units. So why don't we finish our number line? So we're going to write down 0. We're not going to use it. And we're going to start with 5. Can you guess what comes next? What's 5 plus 5? 10. What's our next number? 15. And if you use your fingers and your hands, that will help. 5, 10, 15. What could this be? 20. Very good. Our next number is 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 and 50. If you notice, when we added in ones, our last number was 10. When we added in twos, our last number was 20. Now that each finger equals 5, our last number is 50. Can you see that pattern? Fantastic. Let's count on our fingers now. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. What's our next number? It's 30. 30, 35, 40, 45. What's our last number? What is the last number that we put at the end of our little finger? 50. Correct. Now let's apply this to a sum. We have lots of avocados. Instead of counting one by one, we're going to try and count in twos. Let's go. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And in between we have one more avocado. So 14. And if we look at our number line, we have 12, 14, 16. Right now we have a problem with adding 2. We don't have another 2 to add to the missing avocado. So what is the number in between? We add 1 and the number between 14 and 16 is 15. Now we're going to talk about odd and even numbers. If I have one pineapple, this pineapple is sad. We call this the odd pineapple. If we have 2 pineapples, both pineapples are happy because they are even. They're not on their own. They have a pair. And if we have 3 pineapples, we have 2 even and we have 1 odd. If 1 is odd, 2 is even, 3 is odd, what do we think 4 is? It's even. When finding out if a number is odd or even, we always count in twos. Now, when it comes to counting in twos, we always want to make a group of 2. Let's see now if there are any unhappy cubes here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Can you see where the unhappy cube is? Let's group our 2's to find out. 2, 4, 6, 8 plus 1. That equals 9. So as you can see, if we use count in twos, we can figure out what cube is on its own. There are only 10 numbers we need to know that are odd and even. If I look at my number line, I can figure out using my groups of 2 what numbers are even. 2 is even, 4 is even, 6 is even, 8 is even, 10 is even, 12 is even, 14 is even. Look at 4 and 14. 10 plus 4 equals 14. If 10 is even and 4 is even, the number 14 is also even. 1 is odd, 3 is odd, 5 is odd, 7 is odd, 9 is odd, 11 is odd, 13 is odd, and 15 is odd. This is because 1 is on its own, 2 has a buddy, 3 has 2 buddies and 1 on its own, 4 has 2 sets of buddies, and 5 has 2 sets of buddies but plus 1. It is also the same thing for 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. As you can see, everybody's happy here. We have one person or one cube on their own. It's an odd number. Everybody is happy here. We have one cube on his own at 9 and everybody is happy in 10. So if 10 is even and 4 is even, then 10 plus 4 is even 2. But if 10 is even and 1 is not even, then 10 plus 1 is not even. Lastly, if 10 is even but 7 is not even, 10 plus 7 is 17. And because 7 is odd but 10 is even, we still have one cube on their own.